YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed, I am here. Hello, everybody. Hello, hope you are all well. Good evening and welcome to Tuesday evening here on the interwebs. It is Beyond Authentic. My name is Lisa. I am I'm a 28-year-old tarot reader. No, I am a tarot reader with 28 years of experience, and the way I read is quite unique to myself. Good evening to Renata. Good evening to Patricia. We've got a few watching. It looks like the notifications are just going out. So yeah, we're in for a good night tonight, I hope. So how does it work on this channel with a tarot reading? So it's dead simple. If you would like a reading, all you need to do is wait until I open a round if you want a free reading. Okay, so what that means is a bit later on, we'll start doing some tarot readings. If I get any super chat requests, those will come in and those will get answered first. If after that, once we've gone through all the super chats, I will then open up a free round. And if you would like a free reading, pop your question into the chat, starting with the word question, and I will have a look at that and pick one of those at random. So yes, thank you ever so much, everyone, for coming in. Good evening to... There we go. Sorry, it was telling me that my mic was unplugged. It wasn't, but it just put me on mute. So yes, good evening to Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty, and good evening to Amy Smith, who is our latest member on the Buy Me a Coffee / Beyond Authentic on our members over there, our coffee club. Talking of which, I've got 2 coffees today already. I know. I have this is my bog standard instant coffee with a little bit of skinny syrup, so sugar-free syrup. Good evening to Sarah as well, coming in on the chat. Also, I've got my 2 monitors set up running now. Yay! So the mods, if you need to send me a message, it will come up on a screen that I can actually see. It's amazing. I am loving it. But yes, so I've got my instant coffee with skinny syrup, and I've got my Costa coffee that we went to after Slimming World. So yay. You dropped water on your phone. Oh no. Oh no, you thought that's why it had become mute. No, it's fine. Yeah, I always read for super chats as they come in. So if we get a super chat first. Oh, Peacock, Nightbot doesn't like you saying the God word. Mainly because we used to get spam hit, or whatever they call it, a lot by the god botherers. You know, like the really evangelical ones who think that tarot is evil and creates demons in your soul or something. It was just the God word. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Good evening to Ma. I hope you are well. Well, we've got all the old favourites in tonight, so that's good. Once again, I don't think Neil's joining us as a mod tonight, because I know Neil is dealing with some family stuff at the moment. But yes, I hope that everybody is well. Look at me looking between two screens. I feel like a YouTuber. I just literally, because I got the cable today to finally sort all this out. I just went about half an hour ago and I made the coffee and I was like, Rufus, come and have a look. Like, look what I did. It's all working. And he sat in the chair and he was like, oh, it's quite good actually. And I was like, yeah, I know, I did it. Feeling all proud of myself. So yeah, looks really cool. So then we're going to do some tarot reading. I do have some oracle cards as well if people want an oracle reading, but I'm really loving, I go through these ups and downs, right? I am really loving at the moment going all the way back to the beginning and using the version of the Rider-Waite that I've got, the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith. So if you don't know, if you aren't into tarot, the Rider-Waite Smith is like one of the original decks, okay? And it's really old. It's really like there's only white people in it. It's very heterosexual. They're all skinny. All of the things that I don't like about a deck, right? But it's a classic deck, and lots of other decks are inspired or Rider-Waite clones, or they've taken that imagery and adapted and twisted it in many wonderful ways to get the modern decks. But there's something that's just really classic, and when I first learned tarot, I learned it on a Rider-Waite Smith deck, and there's something really nice about going back to that and reconnecting with that imagery. So I've got the Rider-Waite, or the Radiant Rider-Waite. The reason I use the Radiant is because it's a bit brighter, a bit more bright colors, a bit more of a pop of color. It's a bit more color saturated, because as you can see, I am not one for muted colors. This is supposed to be, although I don't know how it's looking on your end. On my screen, it looks like I've got gray eyeshadow on. It's actually bright pink shinies, and look, I can see the monitor screen. It's so cool. On here, it's like it's a bright shiny pink shimmer with with burgundies and pinks. But on my camera, on my computer, it's looking very pink, very grey with like a pink shimmer. Anyway, the other deck I'm going to use tonight is, because I thought, well, we've gone for a classic, let's use my current favourite modern, which is the Fifth Spirit deck. And I've just poured coffee all down my tits. That's a bit painful. Luckily, it wasn't steaming hot coffee. Oh, can't take me anywhere. Hang on a second, everybody. Hang on. Let me just make sure I'm okay. Yeah, that's all right. Let me put the wet patch. Gosh, well, it's better than it was earlier. I opened the Costa from the drive-through that we went to put the sweeteners in, and as I unscrewed it, because of the air pressure difference, because when they screw it up and then you get the steam and everything else, it pissed boiling water all over my arm. It was so hot, I actually thought I had scalded myself, but as you can see, it's all fine now. Although it's still a bit shiny there. Look, bit weird. Oh no, what's that? What is that? What is that? Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. No, you can say potato. You can write potato in the chat. Put potato in the chat. potato. Thank you, baked potato. Right, anyway, I can't remember what I was saying. It was probably something of nonsense. Oh, you're listening while you're working. Oh, I thought you were going to say working out then, Amy. I was like, oh my God. And you spit your coffee out when I said that. I know. I poured it all down my bosom. Wolf Boyo, you've got some big news to tell you all. You're top of the list for hormone treatment. Yay! That's good. That's really good. Yay! 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 Well done. There are some things we mere mortals are not meant to know. Oh, can we say it now? I believe so. It's not on the restricted list, so I don't know why. Nightbot doesn't like the word potato. Try it, Patricia. It's not going to ban you, is it? It's not going to ban you. But yeah, try it. Just say potato. Thank you, baked potato. Right then. Shall we crack on? So first of all, let me know where you are coming in from, because according to my analytics, we're like 70 hours away from that 4,000 watch time to get the ad revenue monetized. So if you ever see an advert halfway through one of my live streams, which apparently has been happening for some people, or if you see an advert when you're watching one of the videos halfway through or in the beginning, we don't make any money from that on this what? Wow, that's very interesting spellings. Potato and potato. Just because your name's Patricia, God, she puts a name in everything. Look, patato. Yes, it's when you get your big toe and you just give it a little tap like that. What was I saying? Yeah, so we are 70 hours away from that monetization level. So we've done amazing, this channel. And I always say we, because it's not just me, it's all of you subscribers. It's the wonderful channel members over at Buy Me a Coffee. It's the moderators. This is not just, I know I'm the ugly mug in front of it, but this channel is a lot more than just me. So it is absolutely lovely. Potatoes, boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. Thank you, baked potato. I've got that Matt thingy, what's his name? Not Matt Jeffries. That's a Star Trek designer person. Oh, come on, Little Britain, Matt Lucas. Thank you. My brain. I've got the little Matt Lucas song. It's like about 1.5 minutes long. Thank you, baked potato. Don't be bad, do be good. Thank you, baked potato. And then it was released for the pandemic. So yeah, it was released to feed people in the hospital or something. Can't remember. It was a long time ago, wasn't it? The Pandini. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Welcome. We've got 9 watching. It looks like we've got 1 mod on. Patricia, it's all down to you, my darling. If you hang on, oh, I've got a bit of fluff. So then let's go ahead and open some tarot rounds. Now, first things first, you do have to remember a couple of things. This is called housekeeping. Here it is, bottom of the screen. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life, okay? If you decide that you are going to wear a 1990s shell suit, yeah, a 1990s shell suit, one of those ones that were, you know, neon, purple, lime green, and pink. Not saying that I ever owned one in those colors. Had a little bit of black on it as well. But if you decide to go and wear one of those and walk down the high street, just, you know, accept the fact that you will have to deal with the ridicule and the piss taking. However, that is your choice. This is the same with the tarot. I will give you some advice. Don't buy a 90s shell suit. But if you want to, it's up to you. So the cards give me some guidance. I use Wispy. Oh, what is going on? Thank you, Wispy. I use Wispy, who is our air elemental dragon. And Wispy connects me to the Akashic records, gives me all sorts of insight, and I pass that on directly to you. It's never used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling. If you want support in those areas, seek out a professional in those areas. That'll be really lovely. And you've got to be 18 years of age or over. 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. So yeah, that is absolutely the rules. So if you want a reading, go ahead. We're going to open up a round now. There are two ways to get a reading. The first way, an 80s shell suit. It was kind of mid 80s to, well, late 80s to early 90s. Yeah, because I would have been probably 12, 14, something like that. So right on the end of the 80s, right at the beginning of the 90s, when I had a shell suit. And I thought I was the bees. I was the dogs, I'm telling you. Bees knees and the dogs bollocks. I thought I was the bees and the dogs. I absolutely loved it. It was so fashionable. Loved them. Really did. That was me walking around thinking I was the big I am. It's amazing what you could get down the market those days. I'm telling you, God. Anyway, right. I'm not even started and I've gone off track. But anyway, don't forget, if you would like a tarot reading, there are two ways. The easiest way to do it is to send a super chat. That will come through directly to me. Guarantee that your reading is up next. If, however, you want to throw your hat in, you can wait until I open up a free round and then pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will get that. I will pick one of those at random. I've just been distracted by this. Yes, indeed. I believe my sibling's friend, if I've got it right, put hers in a tumble dryer on a very hot setting, and it kind of did a lot of weird shrinkage and the plastic. So if you don't know what we're talking about, a shell suit was basically like parachute material, nylon, like the stuff they make flags out of, that really like cheap nasty nylon, over a like thin cotton, thinner than t-shirting kind of material, and you'd get like jogging bottoms and a tracksuit top made out of this stuff, and it was in the brightest, most garish late 80s early 90s colors. Like it would make the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air look really dull in comparison. They were as neon bright as you could possibly get, but they were incredibly flammable. So if you set one on fire, if you put a fag anywhere near it, it would go up in flames. They would melt, and because of this, the plastic sort of nylon-y fabric that they were made out of, if you ironed them, they went nasty. If you if you stuck it on too high a wash, it went nasty. If you put it in too high a tumble dryer, it went nasty. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of dodginess with those late 80s early 90s shell suits. Your white one went to the cleaners. Oh, very nice. You were at the cleaners. Jay's Journey's here again. Hello, Jay. We are just opening up our first round. So then that is how you do it on this channel. Go ahead and get yourself a super chat if you want to guarantee your next, or put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will pick one of those at random. The round is open now. I need one of those animations, you know, like SpongeBob. Ooh, and you get the rainbow. Ooh, rainbow. Why does that look? Oh, I've definitely got some weird setting going on. My hands look metallic. Very strange, very strange. Anyway, go ahead and do that now. Here's a handy dandy fandy video telling you how to do what I've just said. I think I need to go and have a quick lie down for 30 seconds as well. Okay, right, let's have a look then. So now instead of getting distracted by the comments, I'm getting distracted by other WhatsApp messages coming up, so you know it's great. Let's see who's here. Good evening, Firefly Magic. Good evening, Elaine Butler. Hello to you too. Good evening to, I think I've said good evening to absolutely everybody else. Right then, so I've got some questions in. Let's hide that one, and I am going now. No, I'm not hiding it from there, I'm taking it off the screen. I am going to go up and down on here, so it's from there to there. Right, okay, we're going to pick one of these at random. Hang on. And normally I click on a moderator or a message thing. Like, what have I done there? No, hang on. I'm just putting somebody in timeout. That's not what I want to do. Sorry, Jay. If you got timed out, you should be out of it now. Sorry. Right, here we go. This one. Oh, Renata, that is a question. A general reading for Renata. Okay, my darling, we will do that for you. So let me just star that, go into the star screen. If you didn't get your reading, if you are not Renata, if you did not get your question picked, all you need to do is select it and copy it and hang on until the next round, and I will get onto that. And then put it in, and I will pick one of those at random again. Right then, let's change cameras. I need to put my little lamp on now because it's a little bit dull, but there we go. Look, I don't know why the camera's looking a bit of a strange. There we go. Does that look all right? Does that look all right? Maybe it's all a bit winky wonky, but anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Right, here we go. Let's get, I know, look at my two monitors. Look at this. I feel like I'm on the Matrix or something. In the Matrix, out of the Matrix, on the Nebuchadnezzar, that one. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Hopefully you all do. Right, let me put my old lady specs on so I can actually see what cards we are dealing. And Renata, we're going to go ahead and ring the bell. We can ring your bell, ring your bell. And we're bringing in Wispy. Good evening to you, Wispy. Oh, sorry, your lovely dragon skull got knocked over. Sorry about that, Wispy. So then Wispy, what is that as well? Bit of fluff. So then Wispy, Renata, who is a long-term actual friend and friend of the channel, Renata would like to know a general reading, please. What is coming up in general for Renata? And yeah, what is coming? Oh my God, my hands today. I didn't get a lot of sleep, and what I'm finding is if I don't get the right amount of sleep, then my hands through the fibro get really dodgy the next day. And so, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with today. And my hands are really cold as well through the fibro. So, you know, great. Right then, Renata, let's do a... what should we do, Wispy, for Renata? Renata, pick A or B. Put in the chat A or B. I've got two different spreads in mind, so just put in the chat A or B, and we'll have a look. We'll have a look. A or B, 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 B. Right. So that is the what you have, what you want, and how to get it spread. Ooh, it's a new one. What you have, what you want, and how to get it. Okay, Wispy, what Renata has, what Renata wants, and how Renata gets it. Oh, there's a reverse card there. I didn't notice that. I have to sort that out in a second. Right, what you want. Oh, Empress energy. Yay. No, that's what you have. What you want, sorry, is the Three of Pentacles. And what how you get it is the Eight of Swords. Right, while I'm there, let me just see which card that was. There we go. Two of those had flipped. Was that? See, this is it. You see, my bad shuffling these days. Right then, so the Empress. Again, I keep saying that I don't need to press these, but this is like another version of the Empress. This is a more modern one, right? I don't like the more modern interpretation of the Empress because it talks about, you know, to be the Empress energy or to have the Empress energy, you've got to have kids and all of that nonsense. And I don't think that is what the Empress, like, it doesn't mean that to me. The Empress talks about abundance, and going right back to this early, the Rider-Waite sort of classic, you can see it's there's no, like, she's not with child, there are no kids in it. She is very much about abundance. There is the symbol for femininity, which I think, absolutely, knowing Renata in person, but also, you know, from as she posts and everything, I would say that is a real, that's a real thing for Renata. But also I get this abundance, this nurturing energy, but also this inner peace that the Empress has. It's like she's not trying to prove anything to anyone. She's not trying to, you know, pick fights or get involved in drama or anything like that. All she wants to do is to be that sort of warm, nurturing essence, which, you know, the Empress for me is a phenomenally wondrous card in so many ways, because she talks about this abundance of not just physical wealth, but like health, vitality, and she's all of those things. She's like the earth goddess in a lot of cultures, which is why in a lot of tarot decks she's depicted as that, as Gaia or something similar. But so this is what you have, and I think it's something that's really positive. I think this this feminine element, this sort of feeling at peace element, but also this nurturing energy of wanting to help and wanting to encourage, I think is really important with you at the moment, Renata. And it's again, you see this dawn coming up in this deck, and it's such a beautiful deck. It's such a really vibrant version of the Rider-Waite, that you can see the sun is rising, and it's that really nice warm summer energy. And I think this is saying that your future now is going to be a lot brighter. It's going to be, it's like you've got a warm morning dawn. No, yeah, that's right, a warm dawn that is happening, if that makes sense. In the what you, hang on, what was it, which one was it, there you go, what you want. So we've got the Three of Pentacles, right? So the Three of Pentacles, if it was this way up, is about learning, and it's about taking the next steps to move forward, to increase your career options, all of that. It's about studying. It's all of these sort of iconographies, all of these symbols and this symbology that's involved. So we've got the monk, we've got one of the writers, and also, or the scribes, and also a tradesman. So there are three different ranks, if you like, of the workers, and this is reversed. So I think it's something that, I think you are looking at doing something, some form of study or some form of advancement that isn't work-based. Okay, that could be work-based, but it's for your benefit, if that makes sense, Renata. So it's not something that you're going to do because it will lead you into employment, or something like that. It's like, now you have this piece that comes through with the Empress. It's like, right, now what's next? And now it's like your journey, it's like your journey is just beginning again, if that makes sense, because you've got this Three of Pentacles coming up in the what you want. Now, how do you get that? I think, because this is reversed, I think this is about opening your eyes and letting the struggles and all of the shit from the past, letting that go, and finding a way to actually basically draw a line in the sand and say, well, now I am living my Empress energy. This is my Empress era. I don't need to take those battles with me anymore, because the eight normally talks about sort of wanting the, you know, to get to the path to the 9. We can see this person is standing in the row of the swords. They've got the blindfold on. They are tied. But this is, if it was this way up, it would be, that is what the challenge is, if you like. But because this is saying this is how you get this new study route, or this new betterment of yourself, it is about taking off the blindfolds, and it is about letting the past issues and the past struggles go, not having to fight those battles anymore. And I hope that helps, Renata. It feels like this year is going to be a really big year for you in terms of self-development, It really, really does. And I hope it goes really well for you. It feels like I've known you for a long time, Renata, and it feels like this Empress energy is now, it's like you finally hatched into what is it that they do in Pokemon? Do they evolve? Do they digivolve? No, that's Digimon, digital monsters. But it's like you've become the final version of yourself now, and now you're just like fine tuning, and now you're, you know, doing all of the finding that peace within kind of journey. So yeah, hopefully that helps, my darling. You know how much I love the, you know, thank you, Evolve. It is Evolve. You know how much I love the Empress energy. Eventually she's going to be a tattoo. And yeah, thank you ever so much for your question. And as always, thank you for being a member, and thank you for popping in on the streams, and thank you for just being a lovely person, Renata. Anyway, thank you so much. Let's have a look at the sorry, I had a bit of something in my mouth then. I don't know what that was. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those days that gave me, I don't know what the words are, but yes. Good evening, Holland. Holland from Blue Chalice is here. Thank you, Holland. Have you all remembered to hit that thumbs up button? You and Patricia must be psychic, because literally the same minute Patricia sent this one. So the question is, have you hit that thumbs up button? Have you hit it? If so, that would be amazing. Yes, it would, absolutely. There's a delay on my system. Can you tell? There was a delay. So just before I came on the live, I've messed something up with the speakers. And so, yeah, now my speakers aren't exactly working. So, oopsie. So I've had to connect my speakers now with the Bluetooth connection. Holland, I'm on 2 monitors. Get me. And on the second monitor, I have the WhatsApp up. So you can send me a WhatsApp. I can't reply. I can reply verbally, but I can't reply because I can't type. But I can see it. How cool is that? I know, right? Anyway, should we have another round? Let's have another round. Don't forget, if you would like a tarot reading on this channel, there are 2 ways to get it. You can send one via the super chat system here on YouTube. Apparently, there's a $sign just below the comment thing or just next to it. If you click that, you can send it in any amount on the super chat system. I think that's how you do it. Pop your question in there, send it across. What if I get a super chat, that automatically comes through on a different screen to me, and I will read those one after the other. Once they've all been read, then it is time for a free round. So if you would like a free reading, wait until I open a round and then put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, so I can see it, and I will pick one of those at random. Okay, that is how you do it. Also, if you are here and if you're able to speak, it does mean that you have been subscribed. You are subscribed to the channel. But what I would really love you to do is hit that bell. That would be really lovely. Hit the bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time that I upload a video or go live. So yes, right then, if just in case you missed all of that spurious information, I'm going to put it in a final format that is a quick, handy and dandy video. Okay, right then. I can't type, but I can send emojis on WhatsApp. Right then, hopefully I don't hit any monitors. I'm closing. I don't mean monitors, moderators. My God, do you know what? Right, my world since Christmas Day has been about monitors. I have bought and returned so many cables to Amazon that I needed to get the 2 screens up. So many cables and adapters and everything else. It has been ridiculous, but hey, it's finally, it's all working. Right then, I am scrolling up and down, and we're going to hit on this one. Please be a reading. Please be a reading. Jay's journey, FTM. Hello, Jay. Right, my darling. Let me pop that into that screen. There we go. Bell. That's the word I was looking for. Hang on. Let me change doodads. Doodads. You know what a doodad is, don't you? Right then. So let's have a look. Jay, question: is a promotion or move looking good in the near future? Okay, let's just do it. So if you're new to the channel, I always ring the bell. This is because we use the vibrations from a little bell to cleanse the space in between readings. It's what we've always done. And I bring in Wispy, who is the air elemental dragon that I work with. If you want to know exactly what Wispy is, scroll down in the description box. There is a link to a YouTube video where me and Neil on a podcast chat about my dragons, egregores, servitors, tulpas, all of that, and we work out exactly what Wispy is. But basically the shorthand is he's a lovely dragon, an air dragon. I do have 5 dragons for the 5 elements, and currently Tank and Rocky are with Neil. So yeah, so I have dragons that I can send to people. How cool is that? Right then, so we'll do your drop, Jay. Let's have a look. So then Wispy is I'll tell you what, I'll do another round of shuffling. Thank you, Wispy, just because. Wispy, is a promotional move looking good in the near future for Jay's journey? Let's have a look. We'll see where your journey is headed, Jay. We'll see where your journey is headed, my friend. Right, there we go. And we do your cut. Here we go. Oh, two drops. A 2-drop. Interesting. Right then, so we're going to have a look at, we want to do the, I'll tell you what, we'll do the where you are. Bash the keyboard. What you need to know and the opportunity ahead. Oh, interesting. Okay, where you are. We've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, Pentacles is the work, career, finance card. And queens are sort of that nurturing energy, a bit like the Empress. In fact, this would be the nearest card to the Empress energy for me, that abundance. We've got a bunny here because the bunny is talking about fertility. We've got all sorts of images carved on the throne here. We've got the plants and everything growing around. So this is very kind of similar vibe to the Empress. However, this nurturing energy is around looking after people, and the fact that this is reversed, I don't know whether the reason that you're looking for a promotion or move to a better job or something like that is because you want to help others with as well as yourself. Does that make sense? It's like if you earn more money, you'll be able to help other people, whether that's family or friends. You'll be able to help out financially, to help lift other people and help support other people. That's what it feels like. Now, the fact that it's saying that this is where you are, it's like this is a desire. It's not where you are currently, if that makes sense. It's like this is what you are aiming towards. You want to have that sort of financial element where you can support, whether it be friends or family. You want that element where you can, have a decent standard of living for yourself, but also uplift whoever it is in your circle that needs that. The reason I'm saying that is because in the what you need to know, we've also got a queen. We've got the Queen of Cups. Now, cups is that emotional energy. Okay, so this is talking about loved ones, friends, family, the people that are closest to you. Now, this queen is, you can see she's got this amazing sort of lidded goblet, teapot thing. I don't quite know what you'd call it. But she's got that here as a cup, but she's also on water. And water, anytime you see water in the cards in the tarot, it's a reflection of emotion. So the fact that this is a cup card, there's always water for the cups. because that's how you make a coffee. No, I'm joking. But there's always water in the cup suits generally, or historically, excuse me, because again, it reflects that emotional state. Now, the Queen in this case, I think this is saying what you need to know. I think this is saying, linking in with this, is that there's an emotional, it's like, it's not just that you want to uplift and you want that financial move. It's like there's an emotional something that's happening that you need to either put to rest or pick up and take with you. Do you know what I mean? It's like the underlying reason for wanting a move. There is this emotional impact coming in. It isn't just about the finances. The opportunity, though, is good. It's not great, but it's good, because the Page of Pentacles, again, career, work, finances, and the Pentacles, when we get to the court cards, they can represent other people, but they tend, for me and for Wispy, they tend to represent people around, aspects of ourselves, not people around us. So this page, the pages are the youthful, the young energy of the deck, but they also represent that, you know, starting in a beginning position. So maybe starting an apprenticeship, maybe starting on the lower rank of something. So I don't know whether this is a promotion in your job currently. It feels more like this is indicative of a move to a different company, but you'll be starting at the bottom, if that makes sense. It's like first in, first out type situation, but you'll be the first in at maybe a junior level, or whatever it is, and then you'll rise through. And it feels like this page card feels very positive in terms of it being sort of more of a long-lasting career rather than just a job. So I don't know whether that's something that you've been looking at, is something more on the longer term career path. Right, Wispy, what I'm going to do for Jay is we're going to find out this middle card, this cup card. It's the what you need to know. Why is the Queen of Cups coming up in the what you need to know? What is this Queen of Cups trying to tell Jay? That's what we want to know. What is this saying? It's the what you need to know. So is it talking, I mean, sometimes the queens can relate to like stereotypical female parents or mums or aunts or grannies, you know, those sort of authority figures, the matriarchs, if you like, of the family. They can also represent males and non-binary folks, because the stereotypical sort of nurturing role, it's a bit like saying all nurses are women, all doctors are men. Well, we know that's bullshit, but you know, back in the days when this was written, that's the sort of vibe that it would have given. Right then, Wispy, so what is this? What does Jay need to know about the Queen of Cups? Let's have a look. So I'm digging into the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck, which is my favorite modern deck. So you've got my favorite classic and my favorite modern, and we've got another page of Swords and the Six of Swords. Right, so there are challenges with this cup, with the Queen of Cups. So the Page of Swords is about learning, and this is about, again, youthful energy. So there is something here. You can see this Page of Cups is talking about difficult lessons to learn. This is not an easy task, you know, to learn from. This is something that when you look back in 3, 4, 5 years time, you'll be like, oh, now I know what that lesson was. But at the time, it just felt like bullshit, really. And then you've got the Six of Swords. Now, this is interesting because it's talking about moving on and also being aware of taking some of the shit with you, because the swords here are nails in this boat. As I said earlier here with the water, this water is emotion. So this is talking about an emotional challenge. These 6 nails that are in this boat, they haven't yet sunk the boat, right? They haven't sunk it yet. And we've got these 6 geese. So there is this element of, you're talking about a move. Is this something that you are actually going to do? Is this something, thank you, Patricia, is this something that you are actually, you know, this move forward, is this something that you're going to achieve, or are you going to take all this baggage with you? Patricia just sent me a message saying that she sees manipulation around you with this card in the what you need to know, and I can see that totally with these 2 sword cards coming up. It feels like there is I don't know anything about your family as it is now, but I don't know whether there's a sort of maternal figure like mum or aunt or grandma that is laying on some pressure for you, whether that be a financial pressure from the pentacles here, or whether that be, you know, you should be doing this career, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. I don't know what that is, but there's definitely something here about being very careful of lessons and learning those lessons the hard way, unfortunately. And also, do not take the baggage with you. Do not take the shit that the sword cards, the challenges that have come from this Queen of Cups in your relationship with them, do not take this forward into your future path. Okay, it's like we've all got various traumas and things that we've gone through, and how we move on from that is kind of almost more important sometimes than the traumas itself. Hopefully, my darling, that makes some sense. And yeah, absolutely. I did get your email, and I will message you this week, and we'll arrange a proper one-to-one video chat and video reading, if you like, if you are available for it. Because also I'm just like, I'm a nosy bitch, so I just want to know how you're doing and how everything's gone, because, you know, I just do. I like knowing how people that I haven't seen for a while, how they're doing, even though, you know, I'm the most antisocial bitch going. Right then, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. That is your reading for today. I'm going to switch cameras and come back onto the live chat. So again, if you're new to this channel, just bear in mind, as I'm doing a reading, I do not see the live chat because it will distract me because of my ADHD. So I tend to be on another screen, which is my starred screen, which is just the message that I'm reading. So currently it's just got Renata's question and Jay's question. That's all I can see, apart from me WhatsApp, which is being to my right. Right, let's have a little look. So let me have a look. In the video, yours and Annette's names sort of merged. What video? Oh, did they? Oh, I'll have a look. Okay, I'll have a look. Thank you. Jay, there we go. You're getting put forward for the assistant manager training, which is the page. That's the page roles, which I'd only be able to take that position on another store. We really want to move to lead, so I'm hoping they'll work together. Okay, interesting. Can't place the maternal pressure or manipulation. Family are very supportive of anything I do, and there's no real pressure applied in any aspect that you can think of. Okay, my darling. Okay, hopefully then that remains true. If it isn't manipulation from that maternal figure, it could be, again, right at the beginning I said it could be an aspect of you in terms of that nurturing element that comes from the Queen. But yeah, we do need to catch up. I think you are absolutely right. Also, you know, if you end up moving to Leeds, then that's where I am. So we'll do coffee and shit and ting, because, you know, I'm always up for a coffee. Talking of which, it is time to get the Costa. What is going on with my? Are you seeing on camera, or is this just my monitor? It looks like I've got some filter on. That is very, 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 very strange. You've just thought of a potential placement for the maternal figure. You see, this is why I say leave it with you, let it cogitate and reflect. But there we go. Right then, it is time for, let me just double check if there's any super chats in. Nope. Right then, so it is time for another free round. If you would like a, oh God, hang on. I tightened my coffee lid up earlier and I do it a bit too much. There we go. If you would like a tarot reading, all you need to do is one of two things. Send your question via a super chat. That will guarantee your question is done, and it will also mean that I read it next. If we get multiple super chats, I go through those in the order they came in. Once all of those are done, then I open up a free round and we'll do a random. So what that is, if you want a question of one of the free round questions, pop your question into the chat when I open a round, starting with the word question, and I will go through those and pick one at random. Literally, I spin my jog wheel on the mouse and then grab one at random, and that's the one I read for. 9 times out of 10, I invariably pick a moderator's comment, or a Nightbot comment or something else, but eventually we get there. So then if you would like one of those readings, that's how you do it. Go ahead, either put it into the super chat system, or put it into the comments, starting with the word question. And yeah, I will get to one of those next. Don't forget, everybody, you know by now, I am a huge supporter of small businesses, especially small businesses from people that I know that are keeping it real. So I do have a little small business shout out. So forgive me for 40 seconds. I'm just going to hit this. And both of these companies, I'm not affiliated in any way. I get no kickback or anything else. I just think both of these people are amazing people. And if you would like to support small businesses and also get some amazing bits and bobs, here's how you do it.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Sorry, I'm back. I just had to go for a very quick wee, Dad, and I was slightly longer putting my knickers up than I thought I would be. Not that you needed to know that. Oh gosh. Oh God. Oh, that made me giggle. I was like, oh no. Oh dear, the things we talk about, the things I talk about. I really shouldn't share all this shit on the internet, should I? But never mind. Right, let's have a look. I am back now. Thank you, Holland. Now you know what it is. I know, right? Schlocky horror. I love it. I think there should be. I think there should be a schlocky horror picture show where we get to go and watch 3 or 4 really dodgy old comedic schlock horror films. I would love that. I would love that so much. Right then, I've got your questions up. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 in. Fantastic. Yes, Jay, definitely up for coffee. Absolutely. And Renata, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's book it all in. Yes, I know. Since the bladder cancer, it's now one of those things where when I have to go, I have to go. So yeah. But anyway, right, let's pick one of these questions. I've got all of, is there one above? Yes, there is. Right. Okay. So we're going to grab one of these at random and we're going with this one. Nope, that's, keep clicking on the wrong screens. Is this one? Ma, good evening. Let me put that in the star column. There we go. Right then. So Ma, question. I love reading. Will I get into a relationship this year? Any advice on your love life? Let's have a look at that for you. So let's go ahead and, oh, there we go. Let's go. Oh no, I'm knocking everything over. Hang on. It's because, there we go. That's better. Put that box there, Professional YouTuber here, you know. Professional YouTuber. Yeah, not at all. I don't even think I'd ever want to be a professional YouTuber, you know. I want to get better. This is what I was saying to Rufus earlier. It's like I've now got a fairly okay camera, although StreamYard doesn't let it stream as high quality as it could do. I've got my 2 cameras set up, I've got my 2 monitors set up, I've got my speakers for all of my, don't forget to ding your bell messages. I've got my Blue Yeti quality microphone, my quality doodahs, what's it called, my quality, oh, that did pop out then, right? We've got a clarifying card. I'm going to shut up talking about other things because this is to do with your reading. So then, Wispy, even before I brought you in, you chucked a card out, a single card that you made flip. So thank you, Wispy. Right then, so Wispy, Ma wants to know a love reading. Will they get into a relationship this year? Any advice on their love life? Let's have a look. See, I know Wispy's doing Ed's job and going, shut up, Lisa, just get on with it. Get on with it already. Right, let's have a look. So here we go. A love reading. We'll do the same. Shall we do? I'm just looking on my board. Yeah, where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity for love in the future is. Now, you do have a clarifying card. We've got the Temperance card. Now, Temperance is all about, here we go, if I hold it that way up, Temperance is all about finding that way through. So negotiating that, mixing oil and water, mixing, different chemicals, different flows, different types of people, different personalities, blended families, all of that. She's got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the rock. So it's land and sea. You got all of these sort of connections. And obviously we've got this angelic figure with her third eye open. So there's lots of symbology in here. Now it is reversed, so it's kind of saying that maybe you don't want to compromise in love. Maybe for you've got certain, I wouldn't say standards, but certain requirements maybe, or certain deal breakers that you aren't prepared to move on. So just bear that in mind, because obviously, say for example, if one of your deal breakers is they've got to be a size 8 or size 10, and you meet somebody and she's the perfect match for you and she happens to be a size 16 or 18, then your deal breaker would go, oh no, I don't want to be with her because she's too big, whereas actually it could be that she's the exact perfect soul for you. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying in any way, shape or form that is your deal breaker, but it's just be aware that sometimes we can have preconceived ideas about the type of people we want to be with, or the people that we are attracted to. And sometimes that closes a whole, not even a chapter, a whole book of people that we do not open our eyes to. Okay, so just bear that in mind with this Temperance card. Right then, so where you are, oh, 8 of Wands. This is one of my classic cards. I talk about this all the time. The 7 of Swords for what you need to know, right? Difficult choices. And the Page of Wands. So there's no romance cards as such, Ma. There's no cups. There's no majors apart from Temperance. There's nothing here that would suggest that there is a pending romance, but there is other things happening. So in the way you are, we've got the 8 of Wands, right? So Wands for me is all about confidence, security, how you see yourself, all of that. The 8 is as if somebody's took these wands and they've run upstairs. I always say this is about a particular deck, the Connolly deck, but it's like they've run upstairs and they've thrown these wands out of the window. And each one of these wands is a different aspect of your life. And you get to choose which ones you take forward and how you move forward from the 8 to the 9 in terms of your confidence. Now, when we're looking at this in terms of relationships, I think this is saying that you've got you've got certain, how can I put this? I think, let me just bring Wispy back in. Come on, Wispy, give me it in a way that I can understand. I think this is probably talking about either past relationships or the impact of past relationships. And if you haven't had a big serious relationship, it's how that is playing on your mind. And minimizing your confidence, if that makes sense, because it's kind of saying that I think you're a little bit uncertain of maybe what you want, or maybe maybe you're a little bit unconfident, lacking some confidence around the people that you want, the type of relationship you want. And so this card is talking about, well, you've got that. It's your choice. You know what I mean? You've got the ability to say, actually, you know, I don't know. I'll tell you a quick story about that might illuminate this card that Whisper's just dumped in my head. So back when I was 20, when I was about 20 something years old, right? So I might have been like 22, 21, 22. Oh, hang on, I can work it out exactly. It is 23 years ago. So I was 24 at the time. I decided that I wanted a long-haired goth boyfriend, right? That's what I decided I fancied. I fancy a long-haired goth boy, an emo boy, a goth boy, you know, spiky punk, anything like that in the alternative. And so I literally sat down and thought, if I want a spiky goth alternative type boyfriend, I am going to have to go where these people hang out. So I'm going to have to do something that I don't normally do and go to a nightclub. I know, and go to actually one of these clubs that plays the music that I listen to at home. And I'm going to have to go and socialize with people. And that's what I did. And I did end up meeting someone, and we were together for about, well, a few months. Not that long, maybe about 6 months on and off. But yeah, and that this card is a bit like that, right? It's saying you've got all of this choice, all of this opportunity on how you move forward. You've just got to decide what it is you want to do and how you want to go looking for that future partner. Okay, and it's down to you to show whatever aspect of yourself, the best or the worst or whatever it is, and to manifest that partner in that way. Does that make sense? So it's like, if you want somebody who is going to be, you know, a stay-at-home type person who just wants cuddles and, you know, to snuggle up on the sofa and watch Netflix and then, you know, whatever, that isn't going to be the type of person that's necessarily in a nightclub at 3 a.m, you know, kicking their legs up on the air, dancing on the tables, drunk as a skunk. And it's about how you if you're looking for a particular type or particular type of relationship, say you've always had, you know, quick and meaningless, and now you're looking for a deep and meaningful, you've got to go searching for that in the right places. Anyway, that's where you are. What you need to know, we've got the 7 of Swords, so there are some really difficult challenges ahead for you and how you go for relationships, right? Difficult decisions. The 7 is all about, this person has nicked these swords from this traveling medieval camp war type situation, you know, where they do the jousting and all of that. So this person's come along, nicked 7 of the swords, but unfortunately they can't take them all with them. So they've got to make some difficult decisions. Which swords am I going to leave behind? I've come along, I've broken into the camp, I've nicked all their swords, each one's worth a million, billion, cajillion pounds, and I don't want to leave any of them, because if they find out, I'm going to get hung. So I might as well get hung for all 7. Which ones do I leave behind? Do I leave these 2 that I've dropped? Do I just run? Do I go back for them? It's all about these tough decisions that you need to have. Now, this is in the what you need to know position. So this is saying that you really do have to work out what relationship you want, how you want it, if that makes sense, right? And make some difficult decisions and make some difficult choices and actually live by that. And then we come into the opportunity card, and we've got the Page of Wands reversed. Now, pages are very youthful, innocent type energy. Wands, again, as I say, is confidence and how you see yourself, but this is reversed. So it's saying there are 2 things that could possibly be happening here with this card, okay? One of the opportunities is for you to come at things with a completely fresh perspective, maybe start again in terms of, you know, doing a study course, because the pages are often linked in with study, you know, maybe going in and doing a night school course or something that's a bit more relaxed, that you're there learn, but also to meet new people. The other thing this could be, because the page is reversed, it could be saying that actually there is an opportunity coming up, but you are going to have to make some quite serious changes and really go back to the beginning, go back and take things back to like a younger version of you before, you know, the edges get knocked off and everything gets rounded off. Do you know what I mean? So opportunity wise, it doesn't look like there's anything coming up immediately. It doesn't look like there is a potential partner just waiting around the corner, but it is saying that I think the work that you need to do is looking at yourself, your confidence, and what you're prepared to compromise and what you're prepared to change. Because if you've got some rigid ideas in place, that rigidity isn't going to work for romance. Does that make sense, my darling? I hope that makes sense. Let me change cameras and come back into the live chat to see. It looks like we've got 20 odd messages there, so I don't know whether that is from yourself, oh god, 28, or whether that is from everybody else. Let me have a look. Tenor ladies are all right, Patricia, but with my bladder the way it is, I'd need 50 ladies because tenor don't cut it. You know what I'm saying? Tenor just don't cut it. So yeah, and I'm not going to sit here, am I? You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here. Let me have a look. Oh, Jay, I'm sorry you're feeling poorly. Yeah, Holland. Yeah, lots of people. Yogurt is good to clear through. Coffee's good to clear through. Your problem is the opposite because of Guinness. Yeah. I love people chatting in the chat. Ed's here. Good evening, Ed. Good evening, Ed. Almost put you in time out there. Good evening, Ed. Ma, it does make sense. You were more optimistic and flexible when you were younger. Yes, and maybe that's what you need to do again, my darling. Maybe that's what you need to do. Go back to basics, as they say. Like, it's not just the club night. It used to be a club night back when I was a kid. Back to Basics was a legendary bank holiday club night. But it hasn't been around for like 20 years, so nobody will get that reference. But I think you are right. Open up your scope, your scape, the scale and scope of your search, your scape. Open it up and really be open. Be open to anything and get to know people, right? Get to love yourself. Get to know yourself, get to know what you want and what you are looking for long term, and then take that knowledge and get to know random people. Just get to know people as friends, as humans. And then if those connections go a little bit deeper and you go more into the into that sort of level of things, then at that point it's all good. You know what I mean? And hopefully that makes some sense. But yeah, the one thing I would say to be wary of with this card is that Page of Wands. And I do think going back and having a look at how you used to find people and you know, interact, that might be a really good way of doing it. But yeah, thank you very much for your question, Ma, and thank you for your comment. Did I see that Code Deb was in? I think I saw Deb's name pop up back in the chat. So yeah, I think I did. Oh yes, I did. There we go. Hi, Code Deb. Hello, my darling. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's something dum be dum be dum. It was an ABBA song and I don't remember it. I know, right? The good thing about having ADHD is that if a song comes on, I can remember the words while the song's on, but afterwards I don't remember it at all. So being on the YouTubes, it means if I just sing at random, as Ed normally tries to make me do, then you've never purposely smelt permanent markers. I have, just to see if they've still got any ink in them sometimes. But it means if I do sing a little thing, I never sing all the words because I can't remember all the words, which is great. Absolutely fan-bloody-tastic, because it means I don't get copyright struck. So yes, anyway, right, gonna have to do some field research seeing which markers smell like almonds. What? catch you getting barred from all stationery shops. Yeah, don't necessarily do that. Don't walk into WH Smith's and go, can I just in fact, hang on, should we do a field experiment now? What's this one? I've got a, oh no, that's not a marker, that is a thing for a chair. I do have some marker pens here though, in my top secret, it's not top secret, but in my emergency stationery thing. Let's have a look. These are cheap Poundland whiteboard markers, right? Let's see if these smell of almonds. No, these are sent to them, but it's like cheap chemical scent. No, I know, right? We're all doing it now. No, they just smell of nasty pens. Well, they don't really smell of much. They smell like cleaning products. That's what they smell like, cleaning products. But anyway, it's not, oh, it's only permanent markers. And like I said, not all of them. Oh, well, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Let's all paint our noses with marker paints. I know, I nearly did. I had to. Did you see me stop and look? Because I was like, oh, did I catch myself? No, I didn't. I know, right? You'll be able to see who watches this stream, because there'll just be random people with like pen marks on their nose, like little blue blob and a black blob. So yeah, Dan and Phil vibes. Thanks. Yeah, and don't sniff glue. Glue's bad. The only way you want to sniff glue is if it's in a slime. When it's, you know, when it's been like, they activate it and they put other things in, and then they put a bit of scent and some colour in and some glitter in, and then they sell it to you for like £50 million in a little jar. That I quite like. I like those sort of slime things because they add all the scent and that to it. Anyway, we've gone right off topic today, haven't we? Shall we get another tarot reading done? Shall we? Shall we do another reading, everybody? Let's. So I'm going to open up another round. If you would like a tarot reading, all you need to do is put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or to guarantee you are next to get a longer reading, and also to help donate to the 2 bladder cancer charities that I support. All you need to do is send a super chat. That will come through automatically, and you will be read next. If we get multiple super chats in, we go through those in turn, and then we'll open up another round. So if you would like to do either of those things, do them now. Wow, good evening to Anubhav. Good evening to Anubhav. And good evening to, who else did I just see popped up in the questions? Nings, good evening, Nings. Nings O'Day. Permanent markers remind you of marzipan. Yeah, that's almonds. Do you know what, though? Do you know what? It also reminds me of amaretto. I don't know why. Amaretto, that's what it is. Yes. Nice. Right then, let's have a look. Amy, if you are around on Sunday, if you're in the members chat, if you're around at 6 p.m. till 7 on Sunday evening over on the other channel, I'll send an email with the details to link there. I can always do you a longer reading on theirs, because we do the members can get a reading, just request one. And I can do that over there, a bit of a longer reading for you if you want, my darling. That's an option. But let's have a look. So I've got a question. Oh God, I've got questions everywhere. Right. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 questions in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, because these are all everywhere, what I am going to do, where are my, there we go. Right, so I've got 4, I've actually got 5 talismans. Earth, air, fire, water. So that's what I'm going to use. Earth, air, fire, water, in that order. So earth, air, fire, water. Let's take the spirit one out. Right, so I've got 4 talismans. I've got 4 questions in a particular order. So we're going to do earth, air, fire, water, right? Earth will be number 1, air will be number 2, fire will be number 3, and water will be number 4. So I've got these talismans, and what I'm going to do is there are 5 questions. Is there? No, there's not, Renata, because Anubhav 2 has asked the same question twice. So I've got, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. Yeah, I think it's 4. I think I've got 4. I've got 4. Right. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to swap cameras. And we do this, it's always done random, but when the questions are all over the place, oh, let me just put the light back on. 2, 3, there we go. When the questions are all over the place, we've got to find a different way of doing it. So I have my eyes closed, and I'm picking out any one of these, and it'll be this one, which is fire, earth, air, fire. So question number 3, right then, let me have a look. So back to, there we go. So 1, 2, 3. Amy Smith! Haha, Amy Smith, it's you, my darling. Right, so I'll do a 3-card reading tonight, and then if you want a longer one or in a bit more detail, come and join us on the members live on Sunday, and I will do that for you on Sunday, my darling. But let's do you a general reading now, because you were question number 3. So then, Wispy, my darling, Wispy. Amy Smith, one of our lovely members, our latest member, would like to know a general reading, please. What is coming up for Amy? Hang on, I haven't started. Let me star it. Otherwise, I will lose it. Where's the thing gone? There it is. Right, star screen. Thank you. Right then, so Wispy, a general reading for Amy Smith. Let's have a look. We'll do you the... Shall we just do the past, present, future? We'll do the basic past, present, future, and then if there's anything coming up that you want to niche down on and, you know, focus on, we can do that on Sunday for you, my darling. So there we go. Past, present, future. Let's have a look. Past, present, future, Wispy. Oh gosh, that's my dodgy shuffling. Sorry, Wispy. If you want a card to flip, you need to flip it. Otherwise, this far into a day when I've had little sleep, then you know that my hands are dodgy. So there we go. Right, one more. There we go. And we'll do the cut. Straight in the middle. Almost in the middle. There we go. So past, 9 of swords. Present, 4 of swords reversed. Okay. And the 7 of pentacles. My darling, you are going through a bit of shit at the moment. So the 9 of swords. 9 of swords. Swords is trouble and strife, as I always say. The 9 is when it is at its peak. The 10 is when it's overflowing. Okay, for me. So the 9, I think this is causing you sleepless nights, right? This is the past. This is the energy that has been up to now, possibly last year, you know, the first week of this year. It's that sort of vibe where this has been what you've been dealing with. So whatever the issues are, it feels like there are lots of them, and it's almost like they're piling up because they're all here just waiting on you. You've woken up, you can't sleep, it's nightmares, all of that going on, and it's difficult. So whatever it is that you've been going through, these challenges are really, really trying you at the moment, and it feels like you're almost lost as to how to get beyond that, because when we go into the future, we've got the 4 of swords, but the 4 of swords is reversed. So now this 4 of swords is interesting because the 4 of swords for me, the 4s are about stability. So this person almost looks like it's a stone tomb, which I think it probably is supposed to represent that. So we've got the 3 swords hanging here, we've got the 4th here underneath, but this is reversed. So I think it's like it's talking about their being, whatever these issues are. Some of them are lingering, some of them are just annoying and will not end, and it's like they're not just stable, they're stagnant. Do you know what I mean? So like stable water can be fine, stagnant water breeds bugs and all sorts of nasties, and that's the sort of the comparison here. In that trouble that you're working through, troubles that you're dealing with, issues and obstacles that you are aware of and that you're constantly kind of fighting, that's one thing. But some of them are just, they're like rocks around your neck. Do you know what I mean? It just, everything is just weighing you down. And I think that is kind of, yeah, that would be where you are and what you're dealing with right now. Now, again, because it's reversed, I don't think this is your problems necessarily. It's almost like these have been brought to your door. Do you know what I mean? It's like somebody somewhere has gone, here, Amy, help me with this. Or they've gone, oh, Amy, I messed up, but you can deal with it. And you're like, oh my shit, really? I've got to deal with that as well. And it's like, whatever you try and do, I don't want to say it's 2 steps forwards, 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but it kind of feels like you start to make headway on some of these issues, and then other ones come up, and then you're fighting for these issues, and so you have to let these ones slide for a little bit, and then you're dealing with this, and then these ones suddenly rear their head again, and it's like, God, it's like everything's in constant kind of flow like this and in flux, but there's always something, and you don't get that, I just need a fucking break, I just need a fucking minute, give me a minute. But there's this constant sort of, you know, if it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not one thing, it's your mother. You know what I mean? There's this constant battle going on. The future is looking a little bit better. There is a financial issue that you need to look into, and you need to answer some serious questions about, okay? Because we've got the 7 of Pentacles. 7s are tough questions, tough choices, tough decisions. Pentacles is work, career, finance. And again, I don't think this is a decision that you are making. This isn't like you're sat there going, oh, wow, do I want to be CEO of Google, or do I want to be CEO of Amazon? Or maybe I'll just be CEO of Facebook, or maybe I should be, you know, it's not like these are really lovely decisions. Do I want to get married in May, or do I want to get married in June? Do I want to get, you know what I mean? This isn't like, do I buy an M series Jag or whatever the cars are, or do I buy a Tesla? It's not that. It's like, these are really tough questions that are kind of being laid at your feet, a bit like this. And but this is a financial issue that you need to look at. I don't think it's going to be particularly horrid, because this could have been a sword card, right? With these swords, this could have been a sword card. But I do think it is something that you need to be looking into and maybe aware of. Whatever this stagnant energy is, if there's a financial problem here, you need to maybe, you know, treat this as almost like a warning and be a little bit proactive to start making those decisions. At least think about them in your own mind, even if you aren't acting on that decision yet. You know what I mean? But hopefully, Amy, my darling, hopefully that helps. And yeah, there's not a lot of detail here with the minors, but hopefully that helps, and hopefully that makes some kind of sense. But yeah, I'll have a look in the live chat. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. Thank you, Neens. Thank you, my darling. See you later. I have a very soothing voice, do I? You're going to head off as well, run a bath for Lucas, getting home from work, and play some Mario. That's cool. Oh, thank you, my darling. Thank you. Come and see us on Sunday. And if you want a reading on Sunday, as I say, we'll try and go into it for a bit more detail for you on the members live. But yes, thank you ever so much, Amy. Thank you for that reading. Thank you for that question. I'm the one doing the readings. I know, right? I know, right? Everyone's saying night, Jay. Night. Good night, Jay. Yeah, if you haven't already, do what Neens has just said there and hit the bell. No. Well, you can do that as well. But give it a good old thumbs up. And if you're watching this on the replay crew and you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe before the live streams on Sundays or on Tuesday evenings, because to ask a question in the chat, you do have to be subscribed for more than 5 minutes. Okay, so just bear that in mind. So if you are wanting a question, either a free question or a super chat question, you are more than welcome to hit that subscribe button now and come in on a future, oh, my voice croaked then, and come in on a future stream and ask the question then if you want to. Oh, look, I've got a new member. Good evening to Mila, or Miller. Good evening to you, my darling. How's everyone doing? I can only speak for me. I'm doing all right. I am doing all right. So yes, right then, shall we go ahead and shall we do another round? We're getting through them tonight, aren't we? I like this a lot. So then, if you would like a tarot reading on this channel, how do you get one? 2 ways. You can either, I'm repeating this, by the way, if for those of you that have been on the stream for a while, because I can see the numbers going up again. So we've got various people joining us now halfway through and beyond on the stream. So if you are wanting a tarot reading, there are 2 ways to do it on this channel. The first way is to go ahead and send your question via a super chat. That will come through automatically. Once I get that, I read the super chats in turn. So if we get 3 super chats in, I read them in the order they came in, and then we will open up another free round. If you would like a free round, a free question, then wait until I open a round, which is what I'm doing right now. The round is now officially open. So go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will pick one of those at random and read for you. If you are not the question, if yours is not the question, sorry, chosen, then just do me a favor, select and copy that question and hang on until I open up the next free round and post it into the chat. Then we can't go back in the chat because of the way that StreamYard works on the back end. So yeah, that's all you need to do. If you would like a free reading, go ahead and do that. If you would like to send a super chat, bear in mind super chats do get longer readings, and also 10% is donated to each of the 2 bladder cancer charities that helped me through bladder cancer a couple of years back. So yeah, if you want to do that, you're also helping a bloody good cause. But anyway, just in case you missed all of that or I waffled on too much, here's a handy dandy video. For those just joining, my name is Lisa. I have been a tarot reader for 28 years. I have read in shows and fairs, in shops, all sorts of bits and pieces I have done. Yeah, so I've done all sorts over the years, and I'm now on the YouTubes. So yes, let's have a look then. So I've got lots of comments in. As Holland said, there may not be time for everyone's questions to be answered, so to be sure, send your question as a super chat of any amount using the $1 button. Why is it $1? That's what I've always wondered. I know YouTube is like American, but YouTube is now this multinational, international company. Why is it still $1? Why isn't it just like a wad of notes or something? Do you know what I mean? Why isn't it some coins? I don't know. I find it really like American centric. But anyway, let's have a look. So okay, I will Miller, I will pop this in as a placeholder for your question, because then I've got 4 together, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Holland. I've just been told I've got a super chat coming. Oh, I do. I have a super chat. Right, so bear with everybody who's picked it. Yeah. Bear with everybody who just posted on for a free round. Do me a favor, select and copy your questions now. I've got Crow's Nest 1408 to do a super chat reading for. That bumps everybody back. So I will do this one, and then I will open up another free round. Okay, so let me have a look. So Crow's Nest 1408, good evening to you and welcome to the channel. I believe you are a new subscriber. So it says I think Jessica must be your name. Who's coming in love for you in the near future? You are new, fabulous, and you are a Leo. I can always tell when people are new because they pop their astrological stuff in. Do you know, I know nothing about astrology apart from, like, I know I'm a Gemini. I know, right? Very, very classic Gemini. Oh gosh, I'm getting a numb bum. I've been sat here for a couple of hours. So yes, but I do know a little bit more about Chinese astrology, and we're about to enter the year of the dragon, the wood dragon. As a year of the dragon person myself, I'm born in the year of the fire dragon. It's going to be an interesting year ahead. And so, yeah, I know more about that than I do about Western astrology, to be honest. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to swap the camera over. So then, oh, my phone is now ringing. What the hell? I thought I put my phone on airplane mode. So then, Crow's Nest, let's have a look. I'm going to ring the bell. Cleanses the area that I do the workings in between readings. And we are going to bring in Wispy. Again, if you are new here, hold on one second, everybody. Let me just turn my phone to silent mode. It's not on airplane. That's why. Bear with. Sorry. I don't want my phone beeping at you all and annoying everybody. There we go. It's on airplane now. I'm sure I put it on airplane. I'm sure I did. Anyway, Wispy is an air elemental egregore servitor that I created a few years back. He's called a dragon. He is an air dragon. If you imagine the luck dragon from that their film, Never Ending Story, Falkor, imagine Falkor in made out of steam and wisps of smoke and ether and cloud. That is what Wispy is. He is the air elemental that we work with. He goes backwards and forwards to the Akashic records and gets me the information. So that's what we want. So then, who is coming in love in the near future for Jessica? What I'm going to do, Jessica, we'll do you the where you are, what you need to know, what the opportunity is for love. And we will do this as an inverted triangle. So it's 6-card reading. That's what we're going to do, Wispy. Oh, right now, that is definitely a Wispy move. So we've got the 8 of Swords as your clarifying card. So what do I mean by a clarifying card, Jessica? Well, a clarifying card is basically what it says on the tin. It clarifies. It's the lens that we look at this reading through. Okay, so is that the drop? That's the drop. So what basically is the 8 of Swords? It's a card of enlightenment because it is talking about lifting that blindfold, but it's also a card of struggles and obstacles because we've got the swords. For me, swords are all about the hard lessons to learn, the obstacles, the challenges, the trouble and strife in our life. And 8s are all about seeking to move on towards the 9. So I think there is something here about maybe you're looking for a relationship to basically lay to rest the memory of relationships from the past. You're looking for a new love, not to get over a previous one, but to basically for you to move on and for you to, you know, move into that new chapter. So let's have a look then, Wispy, at what we've got. So where you are, oh, the High Priestess. That's very cool. We've got some majors coming up. I love it when we get the majors. They're much easier to read. So we've got where you are, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is coming up in terms of love and marriage. Goes together like a something. Don't sing the words on YouTube because you'll get yourself blacklisted or something. The connecting tissue and the root. The root here at the bottom. Right then. So let's have a look. Where you are now, we've got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a lovely card, but she can be a little bit aloof, right? She can be a little bit distant, a little bit cold, a little bit reserved, okay? Especially when it comes down to opening up and dealing with emotions. By the way, Crow's Nest, because you are new here, I don't know whether you know that I don't read the live chat as I'm doing the reading. So if you're commenting on anything that I am saying, I'll get back at the end of the reading, because otherwise my ADHD means I'm distracted from, you know, doing the job of the actual readings, if that makes sense. I also just want to move this ever so slightly over, because it is bugging me that it's not centralized, but there we go. So yeah, the High Priestess is slightly aloof. She slightly keeps herself at arm's bay. Okay, so just bear that in mind, because it can sometimes be difficult if we are keeping a distance from others. Then how do you allow somebody to come in? It's one thing to protect ourselves with this Eight of Swords, protect ourselves from the previous, stabs and slices that the swords bring us, but that kind of separateness, that isn't going to get you love, is it? It's like the High Priestess is like the Mother Superior in a convent. You know what I mean? She's like high up in that papal order. She's sometimes referred to as the Popess. And it's like, if you are going into a convent and you are the Mother Superior, you're probably not about to go and fall in love. Do you know what I mean? It's like there are other things that you are doing. And it might be that you're very spiritual, and it might be that you're very, in touch with higher self and ethereal things and all of that. But if that's your focus, it's going to stay a little bit arm's length, if that makes sense, when it comes down to relationships. In the what you need to know, we've got the Sun, but the Sun is reversed. So if it was this way up, it will be talking about growth, possibly talking about children, because the card's got a child in, talking about long-term positivity, loving energy, all of this, because everything on this planet needs the Sun's energy to survive. However, this is also reversed, or rather this is reversed, and what this is saying is that I think at the moment you're almost cutting off the chance for a relationship. You're almost kind of minimalizing, if you like, or reducing that ability. Again, with this Queen, you're reducing that element of being open to that growth. You're literally shutting that down, so you are blocking that sunlight from coming in, if that makes sense. And when you do that, everything looks bleaker, everything looks darker. Now, it's perfectly, if I'm right about this Eight of Swords, then it's perfectly understandable if you've been through a bit of a shit time. However, it's also going to keep you blocked. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to allow you to open up and blossom and all of these lovely things if this energy is keeping you sort of closed down. In the opportunity position, we do have a learning card. So pages for me are very youthful, innocent energy, but they're also cards about learning new lessons. The Pentacles is often seen, I always talk about it as career, work, finances, but it's also effort. And linking back in with the Sun, I often see it as growth as well, because the elemental energy that comes from the Pentacles is the earth energy. So you always see trees or, bulbs, plants, things like that going on in the suit. And for me, that is really, really strongly connecting with this idea of growing, and growing, holistically, if you like. This is reversed though. So it's saying that I do think that there is an opportunity for you to grow and to, open up and do all these wonderful things. I'm just a little bit worried about this Eight of Swords coming in, and maybe that is keeping you closed a little bit at the moment. It's like you're quite right to lick your wounds, but once those wounds have healed, you've kind of got to be able to move on. Otherwise you end up stuck in that trauma loop. Now the connective tissue, I'm just going to move the root over there. The connective tissue between the Papess, and the Sun, the High Priestess and the Sun, we've got the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is often seen as the male version, if you like, of the High Priestess. She's somewhere in between the Magician and the Hierophant in terms of, equivalencies. But the Hierophant in this instance is that papal Pope energy. In a lot more modern decks, it's seen as a guru, a teacher, a leader. This is far more looking back at that sort of religious context, that religious leader. Now, interestingly, we've got crucifixes, but we've also got the runes, and we've got the crossed keys, which represent knowledge. But this is also reversed. Okay, so if this is a person in your life, then I think it's somebody that you thought was going to be really important, you thought was going to teach you, and they turned out to be a bit of a bastard. And it feels very much like, you know, that is why you are maybe keeping the old romance a little bit distant, and that's why there's this lack of sort of romantic growth going on at the moment, because it's almost like if you put your faith and trust into someone and that wasn't respected and wasn't carried through, then, you know, that is why this Hierophant is reversed, because it's almost like you fell in love with someone who turns out to be a bad un but made out to be a good un at the time. Do you know what I mean? That's that sort of vibe I'm getting. Now the Sun links to the Page of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles reversed. So this for me is it's very much about the finances, a little bit about, when he's reversed, is a little bit about selfishness, because it is, the king is in his counting house counting all his money. And the King of Pentacles is a decision maker, not that different to the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant is the highest up in the religious sects. The kings are here in terms of political, and like, I always think of it being like a Game of Thrones thing, where the major cards are like the court, the high court above everything, and then the 4 suits are the 4 different regions. So it's like the king is the king of his region, but above him is the emperor and the Hierophant in terms of, you know, who gets final say and things like that. So it is an authority figure that isn't necessarily the highest authority, right? But again, because it's reversed, it's this idea of, it could be a boss, it could be a supervisor, it could also be somebody that, because these two are so linked, it could be somebody that was trying to control the effort involved in relationships, or trying to control that sort of financial elements. Again, because these are both reversed, it feels like you've kicked this person to the street, to the curb. You've kicked them into touch. Feels like this is old energy and probably the trauma that's blocking you from moving forward. Because it does feel, this being your root, the 5 of Pentacles is about turmoil, troubles, in terms of, in this case with the Pentacles, it's in terms of financial. And I think that I don't know whether like an ex ripped you off, or whether there's something here around that, but this card is talking about these 2 people being left out in the snow. You've got this amazing church with this stained glass windows and everything, this huge building, and these 2 effectively beggars being kicked out in the street and not being given alms, not being given charity. And it feels very, again, very cold. Now in terms of a love reading, again, it's like, I don't know whether this authority person, this person that was in charge, or this person that was sort of the decision maker, I don't know whether that person kicked you to the curb or dumped you, but it feels very much like this is that root of you being a little bit uncertain and having these wounds that still need healing. Okay, when we look down at the pattern and back up, we've got this cold, kind of insular, not ready for love yet High Priestess, linking us in with the Hierophant energy, and so somebody who turned out to be not what they claimed to be. And that leads us into this sort of, where the present is, into this idea of being sort of cast out, left outside alone. I'm not going to sing Anastasia. Left outside alone, and I wonder how it feels, she says, singing it anyway. But we've got this, and then moving forward, it's about healing from this. And I think, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if you were financially burdened by the last relationship, or by this person, because you're still dealing with that, and the uncertainty and all of that kind of, just the bullshit, the trauma, the hassle. But it does feel like you are learning some lessons to move forward. The one thing I would say, there's no Cup card here, which is the emotions. There's no Lovers card. There's nothing here that is talking about a brand new partner coming in or anything like that. There is, however, lots of self-healing energy coming through, and lots of scope to actually, you know, repair, rebuild, rebalance. And and hopefully that makes some sense. I'm going to switch on to the live chat. Let me have a look. Dragons are the best. Yes, indeed. I agree, Renata. Let me have a look. You got it. You have been hurt a lot. Miller, thank you very much for your super chat. I will get to that after. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think you have. I think you have been hurt a lot, Crow's Nest. This 8 of Swords, that coming up as a clarifying card, absolutely tells me that you've been hurt. So maybe it is talking about there, but you need a little bit of time to recover and to heal, and not to rush into, you know, a future relationship, because again, if those wounds aren't fully healed, then any relationship is going to rub on those wounds. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you've got cuts and bruises on your arm because say for instance you were cycling along one day and you fell off your bike and you scraped your arm all up, and you scraped your knee and you scraped your leg and your hip, right? You might think, oh well, never mind, I'll get back up and cycle home, and you're fine to do that. But until those wounds heal, just wearing a t-shirt, just wearing some knickers and a pair of leggings is going to fucking hurt. It's going to keep rubbing on those wounds. Do you know what I mean? And so sometimes you've got to wait until those wounds are fully healed before you go back and do something you really enjoy. And that's the kind of analogy here with the cards are giving me. It's like you've fallen off your bike. Eventually, you'll get back on and I was about to say you'll get back on and carry on riding in the future, but that sounds a lot ruder than I was trying to say. But it does feel like that makes some sort of sense. Do you know what I mean? That you will in time be able to move forward. And I thank you very much for your super chat, and I thank you very much for your question. And as always, I wish you the very, very best, my darling. So thank you ever so much for joining us tonight. And don't forget, we're live every Sunday. And what day is it today? Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. So 7 p.m. UK time. Yeah, you do. And once that begins, that will then open up the possibilities in the future for new energy to come through. I think the key card there is actually that Page of Pentacles. Give yourself time to heal and to learn some lessons, and then that will open up the new growth cycle. So yeah, I really do think you do need to heal, my darling. But thank you very much for your question, and yeah, I wish you the very, very best. Right then, Miller, let's have a look for you, my darling. Let's change the doodah. Oh, I wondered. I just heard my other half, right? I just heard my other half talking, and I was like, what? Who's he talking to? And he was talking to Alexa. He was talking to the computer. So yes, I thought, who's that come round? I heard a voice. It was a woman's voice. I was like, oh, who's that? No, it's just Rufus chatting to Alexa. Right then, so I'm just grabbing a slurp of my coffee. Bear with. I tell you what, because I've got misophonia, and I hate the sound, so I'm just going to play a 6-second bumper. There we go, Mila. Right then, so this is probably going to be the last question tonight, everybody. Again, sorry if your question didn't get read. Unfortunately, it looks like we are pretty much out of time. But yes, thank you to everybody who has joined us tonight. Don't forget, we are live every Sunday and Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. Members, you can join our membership system over at Buy Me a Coffee /Beyond Authentic. Our membership, our members only live stream starts at 6 p.m. on a Sunday evening, and members can ask for readings, and we discuss decks, and we talk about all sorts of bits and pieces. I'm not counting that as a drop because we haven't I haven't rung your bell yet, Mila. But yes, you can always join us over there. If you would like to go over and have a look at the memberships over there. You can also book a private one-to-one reading over there if you want to, where in case your question is of a personal nature and you don't want to share that on the interwebs, you can always book a private reading over there. Now that is a card flip. Thank you, Wispy. So we've got the 8 of Wands. That's shown up, I think, twice today, 3 times today that's shown up. So let's have a look. So Wispy, Miller would like to know if the situation, oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong blooming thing. There we go. Would like to know if the situation with the Taurus would have got better. Hang on. Right. I would like to know if my situation with the Taurus would have got better and if I tried to come back and make the relationship work again. Okay, got it. So, Wispy, will Miller's relationship with the Taurian, will it have got better or would it have gotten better? And will he try and come back and make the relationship work again? Sounds like that's a big question. We've got the 8 of Wands coming up as your clarifying card, Miller. So that is basically giving me the idea that everything is in flux at the moment. Your confidence is out the window because that's what the card is referencing. It's literally you take the pillars that build your confidence and your self-esteem, your strength, and you chuck them out in the air, and then you've got to run down the stairs and pick up the ones you want to move forward with. But it feels like that's what's been done to you. Okay, so it feels like the Taurian probably did the dirty in some way. So we're going to do I'll do the same where you are, what you need to know and what the opportunity is. Oh my darling, right, and we will do it as your 6th card. Oh, we did get the wheel. That's interesting. Right, okay. Oh my darling. Right, okay, so in the where you are position, we've got the 4 of Swords reversed. So the 4s for me are about stable energy. When they're reversed, it's about stagnant energy, right? And the Swords are all about these troubles and strife, the things that are sent to try us in life. And I do think, let me just move the camera this way a little bit. There we go. I do think that there is a lot from the relationship with the Taurian that is still with you. I think it's not just lingering. It feels like it's still hurting. So when the 4s are reversed, it's like this is really, really stagnant. This is an issue that you cannot get beyond. It feels like this is stopping you moving forward. Now, in the what you need to know, we've got the 3 of Cups reversed. Cups is the emotional suit. So it's the suit all about friends, lovers, relationships, all of that. Normally the 3 I would talk very positively about. It's about the muses. It's about the, maiden, mother, crone elements of womanhood. It's about, the 3 sisters, all of these really positive things. When it's reversed, it's also about, moving on in a relationship. So the 2s are about a couple. 3 is about then having children, adopting fur babies, animals, having pets, all of that. Moving in together, taking that next step. This is telling you the Taurian will not take that next step, did not want to take the next step with you. So I don't know whether you were married or whether you wanted marriage or wanted even an engagement, but it feels like the Taurian did not want to have that, did not want to take things to that next level, whether it was kids, whether it was commitment, whatever it was, he did not want to do that, right? That is the sticking point here. And in the opportunity, we've got another sword card. This time we've got the 10 of Swords. So if you saw the previous reading, Mila, the reading previously, we had the 9, which was all about nightmares and difficult scenarios and sleepless nights. This is the 10. This is the death of 1,000 cuts. This is the time where, like, as an opportunity card, because this is reversed, it's your turn to release yourself from this energy that's around. Does that make sense? Because it feels like you might have got off lucky, because if you both wanted different things in this relationship, and you wanted some kind of commitment moving forward and he didn't, then that's never going to be resolved. And it feels like this is your opportunity to lay that to rest and to find somebody who does want long-term commitment, the relationship to move forward. But let's go into the other details, especially with this Eight of Wands. This Eight of Wands feels really important as well, because it is that thing of the eights are always looking to take the journey to the nine. This is reversed, so that journey is ended, or that journey has become, disjointed, is unstuck. It's no longer a journey that you can carry on for. But the connective tissues that we've got between the Four of Swords and the Three of Cups, the thing that links these two is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about risk, and this is about a gamble. And I don't know whether there was a, whether you thought maybe we could try for kids, or whether somebody thought there might have been a baby or a pregnancy that wasn't, or whether, the Taurian was somehow cheating. I mean, it could even represent a gambling addiction. Do you know what I mean? Because this does represent sort of the idea of risk and reward. But it almost feels like it in this instance, although it's upright, it feels like the link between this stagnant sort of this trouble that was in the past, this trouble that is locking you down, and the sort of, this evidence of what the Taurian wanted. It's like it's spinning that wheel, it's taking that risk, it's trying to move forward, but not knowing what is on the other side. Do you know what I mean? It's like saying, oh, it could be a coin toss. Well, that's great if it's a coin toss, but what happens if it lands on heads and you bet on tails? Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're betting your relationship on the wrong person who wants something so vastly different to you, then whether it's a heads, you stay in the relationship, tails, you go your own way. Even if you end up staying in the relationship, if it's not going to be the relationship you want, because he can't commit to the same things that you want, and he can't commit to that long term, then you've lost either way. It literally becomes heads he wins, tails you lose. Do you know what I mean? Connecting the Three of Cups, so this not moving forward, and the Swords, we've got the reverse Ten of Wands. I think this has really knocked your confidence, my darling. I think this has really floored you. And which is why I was saying, I think it was over here, that it almost feels like you've been hoodwinked in some way. Like he wasn't what you thought. Because like for these two tens to come up reverse like this, I really don't think that he can be trusted, and I really don't think he was what he was saying he was. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in terms of, he was telling you he was a millionaire with 4 houses and 3 Teslas and, a 9-inch penis, and you find out that he's, he lives in his mum's basement and he rides a bicycle and he's got a 2-inch willy. I'm not saying it kind of equates to that, but it's almost like he made you believe that he wanted a family and kids and commitment. And it turns out that he really, really, really does not want that in any way, shape or form. The root of this is, again, this other 8. So we've got the 8 of Wands here, and we've got the 8 of Cups coming at the root. I think that you really, really loved the Taurian. I think that you were really, really into this idea of the relationship with him, and that you really wanted that relationship to work. You really wanted it to be the big relationship for you, the one. But it feels like he just wasn't on that same page. When we look at it, we go from the where you are. So we've got this stagnant energy. We've got this spinning that wheel and risking everything because of love. It's almost like the red flags were there and you were ignoring them because you wanted this love. You wanted this fairy tale ending. You wanted to go from the 8 to the 9. You wanted this happiness. And actually what happened is it's led to you being really, really feeling really, really insecure now, and also having all of these issues that are coming up that you need to find a way through. So in short, my darling, I don't think it would have got better. I think his intentions were very different to yours with this cup card. Do I think he'll try and come back and make the relationship work? He might, but he won't change his idea. He won't change this. He won't go from not wanting commitment to saying, okay, let's get married and have 7 kids. That isn't going to happen. And even if he did, he'd be cheating on the side. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those situations where as much as you would have liked it to work, he was in it for all his own reasons. And I don't think those reasons are compatible with yours, if that makes sense. So if he does try and come back and make things work, it will be for his own interest, which could just be, you know, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. But yeah, I would be very wary, particularly because, you know, with everything, it feels like a lot of this has left you quite vulnerable with this 8 of Wands and these 2 10 cards. And it would be very easy for him to swoop back in. Oh, I've changed. And actually he hasn't. But yeah, thank you ever so much, Mila, my darling. Unfortunately, I don't think it's the answer that you were looking for tonight. But as I always say, I can only give you the truth. I can't sugarcoat it. I can only give you the answers the cards give me. If I was to just say, yes, everything's going to be perfect, don't worry about it, it would just be bullshitting you for the sake of bullshitting you and for the sake of, you know, $4.99. And I can't do that to people. It's called Beyond Authentic for a reason, because I try and pass you on the authentic messages. It's what you need to know, but it always isn't what you want to hear. And yeah, but thank you ever so much for your question. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for being here on the channel. And I hope, my darling, that, you know, I hope you find a way to go beyond that relationship. And I hope you find the courage to, you know, if he does show back up again, kick him to the curb. But yeah, thank you ever so much for your question, my darling. And thank you very much for your donation. But that is going to be it from us today, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you to everybody who's asked questions tonight. Thank you for everybody who has come through. Thank you to our new subscribers. Thank you to all of you. And thank you to our old subscribers. And of course, much love goes out to the replay crew, and much love goes out to the mods. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on the stream tonight. I've had a really good evening. So thank you, everyone, for being here. And thank you, everyone, for, you know, making myself and the stream such a lovely, warm, positive space. I love the community that we're building here. And thank you ever so much to everybody for joining. That is going to be it for me tonight. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will see you next time, which is Sunday evening at 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. for the members. So hopefully I'll see you then. Thanks to the mods. I love you all. Bye-bye.